This is WNCT 9 on your side news, Super Bowl 50 edition.
Been a stormy day of weather on this Super Bowl Sunday all throughout eastern North Carolina. Thankfully, that storm system finally starting to pull away. Let's get started. We had some impressive wind gusts earlier today out towards Cedar Island, gusting at 70 miles an hour earlier today. Actually 72, the official number, has been bumped up since that last observation was made. So very impressive winds along the coast. There's the back edge of the storm system now finally pulling on out to sea. So we are going to be seeing improving weather from here all the way through the rest of the overnight period. But still, our winds are gusty now. Just in the past hour, we've had some wind gusts close to the 40-mile-per-hour mark along our coastal counties. But all the rain is finally starting to shut down across interior locations. Up in a few minutes, we'll talk about another round of showers that might be heading our way tomorrow. The longest-running newscast in the East is now.
The highly anticipated Super Bowl 50 is in the books. The Denver Broncos are your Super Bowl champions.
And you watched it right here on WNCT 9 on your side. Hello, everyone. Thanks for staying up late with us. I'm Ken Watling.
And I'm Angela Green. Thanks for joining us tonight. The Denver Broncos are your Super Bowl 50 champions. The Broncos beat the Carolina Panthers 24-10 tonight.
Denver won tonight with defense, and for the first time this season, a defense finally frustrated league MVP Cam Newton. Brian Bailey joining us with more, and Bailey, not the Panthers team we've become accustomed to.
That's exactly right. It was really a much different Carolina Panthers team because of that Denver Bronco defense. Denver tied a Super Bowl record with 7 sacks tonight. Broncos completely shut down Cam Newton and the Cats in Super Bowl 50. The biggest play of the game came in the first quarter, and it would set the tone. Super Bowl MVP Von Miller rips the football away from Cam Newton. Malik Jackson recovers for a touchdown. The Broncos would go on and win it 24-10 would be your final. Denver forced the 4 Panther turnovers, and the Broncos harassed Cam Newton all night long. 24-10 again was the final. We will have much more, including Cam Newton, apparently not very happy.
Yeah.
He was frustrated all night long. In fact, he was frustrated all week long with the questions over and over, the same questions. And I think it all came to a head tonight.
Yeah, walked off of the middle of the press conference. All right. We'll have all that and more. Thanks, Bailey. Now, every year there are record-setting numbers on the Super Bowl, from the numbers of people watching to the money spent on commercials.
WNCT's Patrick Quinn has more reaction from viewers tonight.
It certainly was a bitter ending to such a sweet season for the Carolina Panthers. Carolina fell 24-10 in Super Bowl 50 to the Denver Broncos. But what a run it has been for the now 17-2 Panthers. And that Panthers pride certainly overflowed outside of Charlotte this season, making its way all the way here to the East. And tonight, on game night, it was tough to find an empty seat in local bars and restaurants. We caught up with a few patrons who said even after the loss, their Panthers pride is just as strong.
Carolina, they did all they could do and stuff. I mean, I'm proud of the team and everything. Maybe next year they can win the Super Bowl thing. We played hard. We played good. We still gonna be cool. We win some, we lose some. Hey, congratulations. Thank you. All right.
I'm really proud of the Panthers. We had a great season. Today was just really tough to watch.
It's certainly been the year of the dab, and maybe the dab hasn't died just quite yet. I'm Patrick Quinn, 9 on your side sports.
And besides watching the game, the next best thing about the Super Bowl is what? Food. Pizza has always been a fan favorite for the Super Bowl. Now, according to the National Restaurant Association, about 48 million people will order takeout or delivery on Super Bowl Sunday. Jets Pizza in Greenville prepared for this day well in advance. They know that not only because it's the Super Bowl, but also because the Panthers are playing, this will be their busiest day of the year.
So in preparation for the Super Bowl this whole week, we've had to order more food and prepare with staffing and everything, and our days are longer preparing for today, and the Carolina Panthers they're in the Super Bowl. So we've definitely seen an increase in sales over the past Sundays recently because the Carolina Panthers have been doing so well.
Jets Pizza in Greenville generally does 40% delivery and 60% takeout, but with it being the Super Bowl and given the rainy weather today, they prepared for deliveries to more than double. Well, sports aside, the Super Bowl is also a big night for businesses as many companies debut their newest commercials.
And those companies forking out a lot of cash for those ads. The average 30-second commercial Costs about $5 million.
But is it worth it? WNCT's Katie Harden joins us now with more on those Super Bowl ads. Katie.
So Angela and Ken, usually they say that there's 3 staples in a good Super Bowl ad. You have your puppies, your celebrity endorsements, and of course, beer. Oh, yeah. But this year, many fans say that, you know, it wasn't worth the money and that they wanted to fast forward through those spots.
The commercials have been kind of boring. We just came to watch the game.
Viewers say this year's promotional lineup was less than thrilling. Some suggest the millions of dollars spent simply for the spot is money wasted.
I know they spend a lot of money on commercials, especially with the Super Bowl and the amount of visibility they'll get, but I haven't seen anything. It reminds me of like the Budweiser commercials with Cedric the Entertainer.
Usually when I'm in places where it's packed like this, you can hear people like laughing and stuff at the commercials, but tonight not so much. So I haven't really had a chance to like look at them or really paid attention to them like I usually do.
Usual attractions like puppies and horses are still getting the attention of some, while others say all the commercials run together.
Most commercials this year I haven't really noticed. I'm a big commercial fan of when the Super Bowl's on, and that's the only commercial that I've noticed that I've really liked. It just has been kind of basic. I mean, every single kind of commercial is kind of the same.
Some fans say these commercials are just like the spots during normal television programming, a break between the main event.
I'm here for the Panthers. Commercials are funny and whatnot, but I'm here to watch the game for sure.
Now, some people speculate that these commercials may be less appealing to viewers because in recent years the ads are released way before the big game rather than during those spots. Analysts say that this is a strategic move, however, so companies get more exposure and a bigger bang for their buck. Katie Harden, 9 on your side.
All right, thank you, Katie. We are in a First Alert weather day. Let's turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Jerry Jackson for your forecast.
That's right, Angela. We've had a powerful nor'easter producing some very impressive winds in our coastal counties today, and also additional heavy rain, something that none of us need to see. We really need a prolonged period of time in which to dry things out. Let's get started, show you the good news of the hour. The back edge of the system is clearly coming into view now, so it's only a matter of time, just a few more hours before even the Outer Banks start to quiet down. You can see the heaviest rain is to be found along the coast as we speak here, but even places like Craven and Carteret County starting to see decidedly less impressive rain just over the past hour or so. Our winds are still up, especially along the coast. Morehead City with a north to northwest wind at times still gusting around 40 miles an hour. We had some wind gusts approaching 70 miles an hour in coastal locations just a few hours ago. So it's nice to see things gradually beginning to step down. There goes the storm system. It moves quickly out to sea, but when you wake up tomorrow morning, you'll still have a few travel issues out there, mainly in the form of some slick spots on some of the area roadways. We'll talk about that in greater detail coming up and look ahead to another cold front heading our way for tomorrow afternoon.
All right, Jerry, thanks. Many districts across the east have delayed school for Monday morning. Schools in Pitt, Beaufort, Carteret, Craven, Jones, Pamlico, Martin, Washington, Hyde, and Onslow counties all operating on a 2-hour delay. Edgecombe County is on a 3-hour delay. Of course, you can always go and find a full list of closing and delays on our website at WNCT.com.
Earlier today, parts of our viewing area experienced minor flooding. This was taken near Grimesland off of Highway 264. Highway Patrol urges drivers to stay clear of flooded roads and never attempt to drive through. The Tar River was also experiencing high water levels, which are expected to continue to rise.
Greenville Fire and Rescue investigating an early morning fire on the southwest side of the city. Crews responded to Sterling Point Apartments just before 6 o'clock Sunday morning. No one was injured. The cause of the fire still under investigation.
The suspected trigger man in the 2012 Hustle Mart murders, Antoine Anthony, is headed to trial Monday morning.
Anthony is charged with murdering 3 people execution style at the Hustle Mart convenience store in Farmville nearly 4 years ago. WNCT's Allie Weatherton has the latest on what's expected for the trial.
Security is expected to be very tight at the Pitt County Courthouse on Monday morning as one of the 4 accused suspects heads to trial.
Antoine Anthony is the accused triggerman in the Hustle Mart murders. This was the scene back in 2012 when deputies say the men robbed and killed 3 employees at the Hustle Mart convenience store in Farmville. The crime took place as the employees, including the teenage son of the owner and his 2 cousins, were preparing to close for the night.
Man, 14 years old. And another, my brother was 26 years old. He had a daughter waiting for him. Garber, he was waiting for his wife to give birth because he was about to receive his, I think, third child.
The victim's family, who we previously talked with, is ready for Anthony to head to trial.
I mean, it's getting closer.
Anthony was transported Friday from Central Prison to the Pitt County Detention Center, while he'll be housed during his trial.
It's every day we talk about it. But, you know, with days coming, everything will be changed.
Anthony's attorneys expect the trial to last 6 to 8 weeks.
We'll be in the courtroom tomorrow morning and bring you the very latest on air and online at WNCT.com. Allie Weatherton, 9 on your side.
Panther and Broncos fans weren't the only ones gearing up for Super Bowl Sunday. Presidential candidates put their game faces on for the crowds for the big game.
Plus, we'll look back at another Super Bowl where one special pirate made an appearance and shared one of his favorite football memories with his family.
And our first alert weather day about to come to a close now. It has been an active afternoon. We'll take a look at some very impressive wind gusts and also some impressive rainfall totals. We'll talk about approaching cold front for Monday afternoon as well.
There's now just one full day for presidential candidates to win over voters before the New Hampshire primary on Tuesday. A Monmouth University poll shows that on the Republican side, Donald Trump is up double digits in New Hampshire, with Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush, and John Kasich locked in a fierce battle for second. Ohio Governor Kasich held his 101st town hall in the Granite State Sunday.
Where do you have to place in New Hampshire to keep this bus moving?
We don't have to win, but a strong finish here is essential for us, and we're absolutely confident that that's going to happen.
For the Democrats, Bernie Sanders is ahead of Hillary Clinton by about 10 points.
New York is putting new citywide safety measures in place for cranes following Friday's deadly collapse. Mayor Bill de Blasio announced the measures today. One person was killed and 3 others were injured when a 565-foot crane collapsed during Friday morning's rush hour in Lower Manhattan. The mayor says the accident is a harrowing reminder that safety must come first. The new regulations will require crawler cranes to be placed in safety mode when winds reach 20 miles per hour. The work crews must ensure sidewalks are clear of pedestrians.
A state agency says North Carolina doesn't need to add new regulations to zip lines. The Department of Labor was asked to write the report after a 12-year-old camper died in a fall this summer in the Blue Ridge Mountains. The report says zip lines are more like sports with active participants rather than amusement park rides where participation is more passive. Well, Super Bowl 50 in the books. Denver Broncos, your champions this year, and research shows there's a statistic tied to the millions watching.
That's right, a baby boom. In the past 50 years, there's been an increase in babies born 9 months after their parents' favorite team won the Super Bowl. I guess that's how they're celebrating. Jamie Yuccas reports.
What makes the Super Bowl so super? A day we adore.
What makes the Super Bowl so super for these kids?
So super is why we were born.
Is not the game itself, but the outcome.
Mom and Dad looked at each other. One thing led to another that night.
A celebratory outcome, of course. Meet the NFL Super Bowl Babies Choir. Little tykes, children, and adults born 9 months after their parents' favorite team won the Super Bowl.
I was born December 4th, 2008.
She's a Super Bowl baby.
And now Super Bowl 50 is here. So much reason for cheer.
The NFL celebrating Super Bowl babies with a 60-second spot during Sunday's big game.
Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader.
Auditions were held nationwide.
All right,
what's your name again?
Maddox.
Maddox Butler is one of the kids picked to represent the Indianapolis Colts. There he is in the back row wearing a horse hat.
He's definitely here because of the Colts winning the Super Bowl that year.
Steeler Nation, we're rooting for you.
Also in the choir is Pittsburgh Steelers Fantania Young. Super Bowl 10, played in January of 1976, has a special meaning for her and for her mom.
No, we laughed about, tell you the truth, I don't remember the moment.
A true labor of love as the Super Bowl babies prepare to welcome their new members. Jamie Yuccas, CBS News, San Francisco.
We'll have to see if the statistics holds true for Broncos babies 9 months from now, right? Well, throughout the past 50 years and 50 Super Bowls, each of us probably has a favorite.
Our Maria Satira sat down with ECU football's new first family for their perspective, especially as one particular Super Bowl is a game they'll always remember.
For ECU head football coach Scotty Montgomery and his family, hearing anything Super Bowl related makes them think of one championship game in particular. In 2011, Coach Mo was in his first year as a receivers coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers during their Super Bowl 45 appearance in Arlington, Texas. While he was on the field, his wife Ebony and family were in the stands. And for Mrs. Montgomery, that Super Bowl was one of her family's favorite football memories.
And I just felt a tremendous amount of pride and excitement for Scotty because, you know, it just seemed like there was such an elevation in his career in such a short period of time.
Despite the Steelers' 31-25 loss to the Green Bay Packers, it was a day the Montgomery family will never forget. It was one of Scotty's last memories with his mom, who passed away a year later. Experiences like that are just some of the many reasons why family values are so important to the Montgomerys and their young sons. This month, ECU football's first family is making the move from the Triangle to Greenville and couldn't be more excited to call Pirate Nation their new home. Maria Satira, 9 on your side.
All right, coming up tonight in sports, Super Bowl 50. Denver's D was too much for Cam and the Cats. The Broncos win. Steph Curry had the honors before Super Bowl 50. The Panthers look to keep pounding against Denver tonight. But it was the Broncos defense that did the pounding on this night. Super Bowl 50 MVP Von Miller forced 2 of the Panthers' 4 turnovers. Denver sacked league MVP Cam Newton a record-tying 7 times. And the Broncos took home the Vince Lombardi Trophy with a 24-10 win over the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton never knew what hit him on this night, and the pressure came early. Von Miller, on his way to an MVP night, strips the ball away from Newton. Malik Jackson recovers for the touchdown. Denver led it 10-zip. The lone Panther touchdown came here. Jonathan Stewart flies over the top, and then he's got a little grease for you. Check out the celebration. Born to hand jive. Remember that? All right, here we go. Broncos close out the half of the sack. Future Hall of Famer DeMarcus Ware, the former Dallas Cowboy, with the honors. Denver led 13-7 at halftime. Broncos led 16-10 here in the fourth. Newton looking to drive his team down for the win, but he's stripped again. T.J. Ward's going to get the recovery. Cam had a chance, but didn't dive into the pile. C.J. Anderson tacks on the touchdown, tack on the 2. It's 24-10, and that would be your final. The Broncos and Peyton Manning. Manning goes out a winner, and the Broncos win it 24-10.
The emphasis was to play the type of defense that we've been playing all year long. Let DeMarcus rush, let Malik rush, Wolf, let all those guys be great. You know, of course, we spot probably one or 2 times, 3 times max. But for the most part, we just played our game.
You know, we picked a really bad day to, you know, kind of have a meltdown. You know, when we were on, we were moving the ball. You know, we had things going. You know, we had a couple big plays that sparked us, and then it just seemed right when we had something going, critical error. You know, penalties, drops. Obviously, the turnovers were huge.
Got outplayed. Is there a reason why? Got outplayed, bro. Nothing different. They just played better than us. I don't know what you want me to say. It's like they made more plays than us, and that's what it come down to.
And then Cam would walk out shortly thereafter. He will take some heat for that performance, both on the field during the game and, of course, afterwards at the press briefing. East Carolina served as a college basketball sports appetizer on this Super Bowl Sunday. The Pirates visiting UConn as a big underdog, and the Huskies would stay hot, winning their 3rd straight and their 6th in their last 7 games. UConn 85, East Carolina 67 from Storrs, Connecticut this afternoon on Super Bowl Sunday for American Athletic Conference basketball. Pirates hung tough in the first half. Clarence Williams to the hoop. That ties the game at 17 all. But the Huskies go on a run. Jalen Adams, he's got the basket on the break. Nice little 1-2 step right there. I think he took 7 steps, but he gets the basket. B.J. Tyson from the outside hits the jumper. Tyson had 11 points, but the Pirates would trail 42-33 at halftime. Second half now, and the Pirates would get as close as 4. Prince Williams had a good afternoon with the jumper here. And then Prince on the drive to the basket. He's got the nice crossover off the glass. It's good. Not about a three from Prince Williams. This will be his 21st point of the game, and he didn't score after that. UConn, after that, goes on a 9-0 run. Rodney Purvis had 16 for the Huskies. Sean Miller had 16. And all 5 Huskies scoring double figures. Purvis one more time. It's all UConn in the second half as the Pirates fall 85-67. Was the final. To the ice now on the Super Bowl Sunday, where the Carolina Hurricanes were north of the border. The Canes visiting Montreal, looking to improve on an 8-3-1 record since starting 2016 with a trio of losses. Tied at 1, Montreal with a great opportunity here, but Cam Ward in goal for the Canes comes up big. He's got the save. We go to a shootout in this one. In the shootout, Sven Andrighetto comes up with the shot, and he's going to score. The Canes had to answer after that in the shootout, but Eric Stahl with the shot. Stahl's got to score to keep the Canes alive. Can't do so, and Montreal beats Carolina by the final of 2-1. And we're back with more for you coming up after this.